Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tuesday Night Live podcast from the range of your host, John G. Johnson. How we doing, guys? John, the firearms instructor. I hope you had a happy Easter. I did. Spent some time with my in-laws. We got some ham, some mac and cheese, and some fun stuff there. Hope you're having a great evening. We're going to wait just a few minutes. We got 2 on the live this evening so far. Sometimes it takes a little bit for people to get in. We've got a great show for you this evening. It is covering our masterclass. We are running a new masterclass coming up on May the 5th. And I want to give you a little bit of why it is important, what's happening. You know, as a firearms instructor, our job is to identify your problems and try to fix them the best you can. And that's what we try to do every time we're with a student, is see what kind of structure they have and the ability to run the pistol properly. You know, a large percentage of the challenge of most students is pulling the trigger versus pressing the trigger. But this masterclass, what I did is I took the 13 years of experience working with students, putting a program together that works for them. Now, we do this class almost every day, not in details that I'm giving you the master class, but I'm giving you a little snippets here and there of the class in a 1-hour private setting with students here. The issue with that was I wasn't able to help any of my YouTube class or YouTube students. And I've been very fortunate. You guys are very receptive to every little training tip I'm giving you. So I talked to my missus, Miss Heidi, and her and I researched a lot and found a product that a company could help us facilitate a course-like system where we develop a PowerPoint presentation. Then on top of that, we were able to support some videos with that PowerPoint presentation and then be able to give it to you so you could download some targets and application purposes and be able to get it out to you for you could do the homework in your own local ranges and then turn that homework into me and allow me to look at the targets, look at your videos or your pictures you sent to me, and give you somewhat of a critique of what you're doing and how to better yourself. And I've been doing that for a while here just by going back and looking at targets with students here. But I thought, well, if I could do that here, why couldn't I do it out in other places? So me and Miss Johnson put together a program. We call it the Master Class, and it was Master Your Handgun in 4 weeks. And each week gave you another drill or assembly or a program to work together for you. And it tended to become something very popular. So we ended up putting a beta group together, and that beta group was from coast to coast, guys. We had a guy from Washington State, and we had a guy in Boston, Massachusetts, and in each area, all these guys had done the class, had done the homework, had turned the homework in, and improved their accuracy tremendously. And it was made me feel very good, really, honestly, guys. So I actually had a product there that I could produce. So we fine-tuned the videos throughout the beta group. We fine-tuned everything. And today I'm going to produce why I think the masterclass is a necessity for anybody who's looking to improve their accuracy and become a better shooter. You know, shooting a pistol, as I said before, is not complicated, it's complex, but there are a lot of moving parts. So, in the 4 weeks, we're going to discuss a lot of stuff we want you to do. But tonight, I'm just going to go over why I think it's important, and it just gives you an overall feel of what the program is. And at the end of this presentation, if you want to take advantage of the masterclass, I've gone ahead and put a discount in for you guys as well. So let's go ahead and start the presentation as we go here. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the screen real quick. All right, I think I'll stay little this week and I'll be there. So right off the bat, let you know the Master Your Handgun in 4 weeks webinar. This is a webinar that we do every Monday night at 7 p.m. We've been doing it since February. And we have some of the guys there in the beta group are doing a extension on their classes, and the group, we've got group 1, group 2, and group 3 is coming up. We've already got maybe 4 spots already closed on this, and we only take 15 students to begin with. You guys have asked us for this stuff. When we put the ebooks out, you guys went crazy on those and bought them. When I'm doing these videos, you're always asking for targets. So I think I have a good product here for you guys to better yourself. The whole reason why we go to the range is not to waste ammo. The whole reason why we go to the range is to become more proficient and accurate with a pistol. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our community. We owe it to our wife and our family members. If you're going to carry a gun, you need to be as accurate as you can be with it. All right. So let me go ahead and pump this up to full size so I can kind of read it here for you. Why should you sign up for the masterclass, Master Your Handgun in 4 weeks? I always do this to myself. I call these things these big, long names. So from now on, when you hear me say masterclass, I mean Master Your Handgun in 4 weeks. So let's just take that and I'll try to figure it out next time. Guys, if you're on this and you're asking me a question, when I go to big screen, I can't see the questions. But if you have any questions about anything, go ahead and comment below about the question. And then when we get done, I will go back and review all comments and answer all you guys' questions if you have any. Why should you sign up for the masterclass? It's discover the proven system that's transformed beginners into confident and accurate shooters in 4 weeks. This isn't just a class, guys. This is a proven step-by-step system, finally becoming accurate and confident with a pistol. This course gives you the tools, the structure, and the coaching to finally break through your accuracy problems. What do you get in the masterclass? I think this is very important for you to know. You get 4 live PowerPoint presentation training sessions. Now, you're going to get real-time coaching from me. You're going to interactive learning each week. In other words, we're going to actually take the videos themselves. We're going to take the PowerPoint presentation and make videos as well. So you're going to get the PowerPoint presentation and a video coordinating to what topic we're doing each week. Each week, you're going to get a PDF target. You're going to get dry fire drills. You're going to be able to train at home or at the range with printable targets, printable drills that we give you. And they are downloadable right from our system, guys. You're going to get full access to all the video trainings. Now, we turn them on week by week, so you can go for the first week, second week, third week. And as we get to the second week, we turn it on. As we get to the third week, we turn it on. We want you to really focus on 1 week at a time. You get this course ebook right here. We call this the Master Your Handgun in 4 weeks ebook, but it is a full explanation of the masterclass and why it's important. Every week we have the Q&A sessions. You have your coaching feedback from me. You can submit your targets or videos, and we will personally look at them and give you feedback, whether that feedback be from a phone call, from a text, or from an email. And the system, the course system itself, allows us to comment. We're going to be able to comment and grade your targets. We're not going to grade A, B, C, or D. I just pull them up. That's the easiest way for us to do them. And then as I see it, I'm able to comment at your target and kind of tell you what I'm seeing going on. We actually put together a Facebook group for you guys, and you can join that, and we'll be able to support other students, and you'll be supported by other students. And then those that want to get your non-resident concealed carry, if you're one of those, we're going to have completion certificates that you'll be able to get from us as well. What will you be learning each week? Here's how the masterclass will help you work on your skills. First week, we're going to work off foundation. The first week is just about foundation. I watched a house being built in my backyard, and I went week by week by week watching them do the slab and then scrape the ground and blah, blah, blah. They didn't start roof first. They start foundation first, and that's what we do here. We work off grip and stance and trigger control and sight picture and sight alignment. That's easy stuff to say to you, but the cool thing about week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, guess what? When I say to you the proper grip, not only are you going to be able to read about the proper grip, not only are you going to be able to see it in a video, but you're going to be able to actually watch me do a private grip. And at the end of it, you'll be able to focus it. People consume education multiple different ways. And I can tell you this, when you're able to read it, watch it, and do it, it becomes nature to you at that point in time. It makes it simple. You get those. We talk to students all the time about the aha moment, right? The one moment that it makes total sense to you. And this is what we have each week. You get one of those aha moments each week. And then you go to yourself, that's what I've been doing wrong with the firearm. That's what I put my too much finger in the gun. And that's the whole idea of this masterclass, guys, is to help you identify what you're doing wrong so we can solve it. So week 1 is a big week because it gives you your total foundation. And then week 2, we're going to work off trigger. And trigger, in my opinion, I think trigger control is probably the hardest thing to teach a student. The trigger press, the recoil management, the dry fire drills, these are bad habits and that people have when they start shooting. It's one of those deals that you just don't understand how much manipulation that trigger is doing to the weapon that you're doing to the trigger, and the trigger's not doing anything to the weapon. You're actually manipulating the trigger by pulling it or jerking it, and we'll be able to explain this to you, and we're going to give you correlated drills that's going to show you what you're doing wrong. If you look at your targets themselves give you the impact and show you where you're shooting. If you're aiming in the center of the target and you're shooting low and left, that's a trigger engagement, and that's gun over nose. That's not gun over dominant eye. So it's kind of gives you, there's a lot of little things we're going to teach you throughout this whole system. The more educated you are about how to run a pistol, the more accurate you'll be. And the more confident you are, confidence equals accuracy, guys. Week 3, we're going to work off speed and transitions. We're going to do faster follow-throughs. We're going to work on target transitions. We're going to focus on our front post a little bit more. We're not going to be worried too much about bullseyes. We're going to start working on that, what we could call control the defensive accuracy. And you're going to learn to shoot faster without losing control. And number 4, to round it all up into a nice package, we're going to work off some real world situations. We're going to be maybe shooting and moving a little bit if you have the area that you can do it, or you have the range you work at that can do it. You're going to be shooting one-handed. You're going to be shooting with your non-dominant hand. We're going to be using cover and concealment. We're going to train for real-life situations and build confidence under stress. And these 4 weeks, by the end of that fourth week, you're going to feel super, super confident with the weapon. And that's the key thing, really, if you think about it. The guys that come to the range and never shot a pistol before, they're somewhat nervous about everything. But once you have that confidence and you built it, accuracy will come natural to you guys. People always ask all the time, did I hit the target? And I go, don't worry about that today. Worry about running the pistol. Accuracy will come. Because technically here at the range, we have a metal backdrop. And when I can tell by the way the bullet hits the backdrop, if the weapon was level or if the weapon wasn't level. And if you haven't been on this live very long or you haven't seen the lives we've done, I always tell you the magic thing for me is a level pistol shoots level. If the pistol's at an angle, it's only going to shoot at an angle, guys. And that's the imperative point and thing we need to make sure of. So that's what you're going to learn each week. And during that week that we ask you to do, the week 1 here, the grip, the stance, the sight alignment, the sight picture, not only did you see the PowerPoint presentation, but on the course itself, you're going to get correlated videos. That's going to be exactly what we're talking about. When I say grip, you're going to see a video of proper grip. When I see stance, you're going to see a proper stance. And we're going to cover sight alignment and sight picture and handgun safety and confidence of the weapon. Then we're going to give you some dry fire drills. Dry firing is very important. We're going to do a lot of that during this class. If you haven't done dry firing before, you'll find out it'll really improve your accuracy. To understand trigger travel. Trigger travel itself is one of those things that we really get deep into the second week. And then we're going to give you drills and homework. Your job is to go out that week, go to your local range. How many rounds are you going to need for week 1? 50 rounds. You don't need to get more than 50. My job basically is to try to give you as many low round count drills as we can do to make you understand that each bullet needs to count. So right off the bat, if you're going to the range and you're putting more than 5 rounds in the magazine at a time, you need to stop it right now. I know the magazine holds 15 rounds, but tell me this, is 1 through 5 more important than 6 through 15? And I would say yes. The first 5 of the magazine are the most important. 6 through 15 means absolutely nothing if the first 5 can't do what they need to do. So week 1, we learn the foundation, the fundamentals. You got to have the foundation and the fundamentals to continue. And these drills will help you understand that more than anything else. You'll probably, we get a lot of people comment because we talk about how to control a weapon with our chest muscles, guys. We talk about how to control a weapon with our back muscles, ladies. And we teach you these drive methods so you're not trying to over torque with your hands. And over torque with your hand causes a lot of inaccuracy. Week 2, it's deep into trigger control. We're going to really break down the science of the trigger and why it's so important. We're going to talk about trigger press. We're going to talk about trigger reset. We're going to work on recoil management techniques. We're going to do a lot more dry firing during that time to understand the trigger travel. Trigger travel is a big deal, guys, because we need to understand how far I need to press this trigger back to get this weapon to a cut zone. When I say cut zone, that means when the gun's going to go bang. And when you're educated enough to know I could take as much slack as I need to take out of this to become a better shooter, you're going to get better results on accuracy. Then we have live fire drills, and we have PDF targets and 355 targets. All these things are given to you when you get into this system, and they are downloadable right from our our course. Thank you, Miss Heidi. Had a brain fart there for a minute there, guys. Week 3, we're going to work off speed and transition. We're going to work off target focus. We're going to get off the whole point of being a bullseye shooter and get more into defensive shooter. Defensive shooters don't worry about bullseyes, guys. They worry about a 3x5 card. They worry about 8.5 by 11 or 8-inch paper plate. We're going to work off control. We're going to work off control speed versus sloppy speed. We're going to transition between targets. We're going to use our dry firing methods to teach you about transitioning or walking through. We're going to do the box drill. We're going to do more target and PDF drills. This is a really, really deep target-based week, the 3 weeks. This is the week where we get maybe to 100 rounds this week. First week and second week, we're 50 rounds or less. 50 rounds max. Third week, we get to 100 rounds because we're doing some 20 shot drills here. But a lot of times these 20 shot drills are more inclined to being a defensive shooter. We're going to have larger targets, in other words. We need to understand the difference between speed and accuracy. And this third week will help us truly understand it. Every week, I want to make sure that you're doing your homework. You got to do the work to get the best out of this. We actually have, every week, we've actually sold more classes than we have students to stick with us. You cannot get into this if you don't plan to finish it. It's just a waste of money for yourself, and you're just wasting money to range. Think about if I could tell you right now, by the end of this class, you could comment below and let me know where you think you are. If I gave you 100 rounds today and I gave you a 3-inch circle and I had you put it back out at, let's say, 5 yards, how many of you think you would get 80% of your bullets in the 3-inch circle? Now, be honest with me. How many you think would be, if the circle was 6 inches, would you get 80% of your targets? It's 80 bullets out of 100 would be in the circle. And I guarantee you, most of the students who I have seen take this class, because the very first drill we do in this whole thing is called where you at. And where you at drill is a 6-inch circle at the distance you don't think you can fail, whether it be 3 yards, 5 yards, or 7 yards, and you're supposed to give me 2 targets just like that with 25 rounds in them. And I want to see if you can impact the target to begin with, because this is the target we're going to take all the way with us as we get to the 5th week, because we do 5 weeks. I know it said 4 weeks, but we have a finish week, which is the 5th week. And we want to do that drill again at the 5th week to make sure that they've improved. Now, everyone who's ever done the class with us has all said that they've improved their accuracy, tenfold, because most of the time I have the drills, I have the targets, and each week, every Monday, we pull the week drills from last week, the targets from last week, and we look at them to see what they did. And a lot of them are focusing on a right or left or low or right. And, it's all stuff, but we're able to figure it out for you. And then the 4th week, it's all in regards to defensive accuracy. This is starting to use more of your both eyes open. This is allowing you to shoot under pressure. This is one-handed shooting and moving. This is shooting with your non-dominant hand. We're going to work off some one-handed presses. We're going to work off some command drills. And obviously you get the PDF defensive circle drills. These are all drills that you're going to be able to build a system. Whole idea of this, at the end of the 4 weeks, you should be able to have 4 or 5 drills that you can slip into a program that you can come to the range and complete and maybe be under 100 rounds
when you get done with it. And when you leave the range, you leave the range with confidence. Here's a pro tip for you guys. If you're at the range and you're working on some targets, now keep in mind when we give you something to do, we don't expect it to be a slam dunk. If you're at the range and you're having a little challenge, that's good because you learn from mistakes, you learn from losing, you don't learn from winning. You don't learn from sitting there just doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting your accuracy to change. If you shoot low and left and you do nothing about it, you're always going to shoot low and left. If you adjust your sights, I shoot low and left, so I'm gonna aim high and right. So when I engage the trigger, it's gonna go in the center of the target. That's not the way you want to learn to shoot a pistol. Kentucky windage is cool and neat, but in real life form, that's shooting off the target. And one time or another, you're going to engage a trigger and not do the crazy pull or jerk or whatever you're going to do. And that bullet is flying in the distance that you are in control of or not in control of at that point in time. And remember, as defensive shooters, we're responsible for our bullet till it hits the ground, guys. When it hurts, maims, kills, or paralyzes, we're civilly, criminally, and morally responsible for that. So we cannot Kentucky wins. We need to figure out what's causing that. And if you shoot low and left, it's a simple fix. Make sure the gun's over your dominant eye and turn your chin to make sure your weapon and eye are lined up together. If you're right-handed and right-eye dominant, you move your chin to the right. If you're right-handed, left-eye dominant, you move your chin to the left to get your eye and weapon lined up together. And vice versa, if you're left-handed and right-eye dominant or left-handed, right-eye dominant. These are things you learn and you watch and you see and you read, and you're going to be able to understand it a lot easier than that. All right. Number one, why is this so good? Because it's designed for beginners. It's what we put together. That's my base. I specialize in you guys. This is a masterclass that's perfect for new shooters or someone who wants to get back into it or reintroduce themselves to it. If you're brand new to handguns or still feel unsure at the range, this course was built directly for you. Most shooters make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And when you start thinking about how many weeks, guys, you're getting 5 weeks working with me at a low price because it's a passion of mine to turn a bunch of people over. And all I ask you to do is do the class. And then when you finish the class, invite somebody to look at the class with you and then have them come. Most shooters make the same mistakes, wasting ammo, trying to figure it out. Guys, if no one helps you, watching a YouTube video just by itself is not what it's about. This is not a YouTube video. This is a full course that you're going to be able to get into and have for the rest of your life. So if you get over something, you're missing something, you can't figure something out, you can always go back and watch the videos. You can always go back and watch the the PowerPoint presentation. You can always go back. And by the way, guys, every Monday night we do the PowerPoint presentation. When you sign up for it, guess what you get after it finishes? You get that PowerPoint presentation sent to your email automatically. And then the course itself is turned on for that week, and you get each one of the videos according to which video you're looking at. That's going to be, if it's proper grip, it's going to show you proper grip. If it's proper stance, it's going to show you proper stance. Wasting ammo to figure it out, getting overwhelmed by too much info on YouTube, lacking a structure or feedback or real progress. The masterclass fixes all that, guys. You're going to be able to understand this, work at your speed, and be able to get to the range. All I need you to do, guys, is get to the range one time a week. I'm not asking you for multiple times a week. One time a week, take the target, do the homework, take a picture or video of it, download it to the course. Now you can't do videos to the course. You got to send the videos to my cell phone through text, and those work fine for me as well. Send me the videos. I'd love to see those, how your hands are and things like that. Some ranges don't allow you to videotape, so check your rules before you do that, guys. Week 2, we're gonna really understand trigger control the right way. We help you eliminate flinching, jerking. You're gonna learn how to press a trigger smoothly and accurately. Trigger is the biggest accuracy killer that you can have. And you'll finally understand when someone says trigger control, you are going to be able to understand what you're talking about, because you're going to understand trigger control better than anybody that's in the range at the time of your shooting. And when you start understanding trigger control like we're going to give it to you, accuracy will never be a problem for you again. And it doesn't matter which pistol. It's not, I'm going to give you accuracy, I'm going to give you trigger control on a Glock, I'm going to give you trigger control on a Smith & Wesson. No, doesn't matter. You know how many pistols I shoot a day that are not mine? There are some students, and some students shooting low and left, and I have to take it out there and show them it's not the pistol. It's you're manipulating the pistol some way or somehow. And we can always see it when we videotape a student. And this is why videotaping is so important when you're at the range. If you could take a camera with you when you go to the range and just focus on your hands, videotaping your hands and how they're holding onto the pistol and how much trigger manipulate. Watch that front post. When that front post dips, that's where the bullet's going to go, dip. So those are great little tips for you. Number 3 about this, it's real coaching, guys. It's not just watching. The probable targets, the follow along with the videos, lessons. We structure range drills to guide your progress. You get that live webinar. You get that real feedback from me. Whether we do it however you want to do it, it doesn't really matter. I have guys right now that are texting me. I have guys that give me calls, and I'm going to help you by looking at your targets, identify your problems, and fix them forever. And you become a better shooter. Now, guys, if you watch my YouTube channel, I'm not going to say you're not going to get a flyer here or there, but you're going to get a real understanding of what causes that flyer or what causes the issues. Normally when I do a video at the store here, I always have 1 or 2 that fly off somewhere or another, and I always blame it on YouTube. I always blame it on the camera being there. When the camera's not there, I shoot better. That's kind of a joke thing we do here, but I can tell you it is somewhat intimidating sometimes to have the people, but I just don't want to lie to you guys. I could edit my videos to make me look perfect, but why would I do that to you? The more natural, the more common I am, basically, the more you'll understand me. I'm not one of those guys going to scream and cuss and holler and about everything. As long as you can understand what you're doing wrong, you'll be able to solve it. All right. Number 4 is we put a lot of emphasis on dry firing. And if you have not done dry firing or live fire practice, these two together, we do a couple of drills that we put a target up, like the modified base drill, and we put it out there at a distance that we can conquer. And then we go ahead and do 5 dry fires, and then we go ahead and load 5 live fires and try to work the trigger exactly the same. Now, in dry firing, you got to run the pistol exactly like you're running the pistol when you're live firing. And the more you do that, the easier it gets to be accurate. Dry firing is one of those things. The more time you spend behind the gun, engaging the trigger and it not going bang, it confuses the monster that's inside of our body. Every time we touch that pistol prior to dry firing, it goes bang and there's a recoil. An internal monster inside of us is freaking out a little bit. It doesn't like the noise, it doesn't like the recoil, it doesn't like the bang. So every time it sees you touch the pistol, it's waiting for the anticipation of the weapon going bang. So it does some manipulation, whether it drives a little forward or it tips the front of the barrel down a little bit. These are all things that we do that we don't even know we're doing. So dry fire is a big deal for us. It allows you to train at home. We want you to do at least 20 dry fires a day. Once you start understanding, we give you 4, maybe 5 drills, 5 targets, 5 systems that'll make you a better shooter at the end. We show you how to get the results without wasting ammo. That's a good thing about dry firing as well. Ammo is not cheap, guys. So that's why we do a lot of our stuff is low round count drills. I believe you get more out of 5 at a time than 15 at a time. Now, I get more out of the 15 at a time because you're buying ammo each time. So you get 50 rounds. It only takes a couple of mags and you're into the next box. But what do you think you got? If I have a 15-round magazine in my hand and I give you that 3-inch circle out there, or the 6-inch circle that anything past, 5 yards, what do you think's going to happen at that point in time once you get past the 15 rounds? I guarantee you're losing your power, your strength. And at that point in time, the more we can hold the gun properly through the 5 rounds, we're going to be better than trying to control the muzzle flip and everything out of 15 rounds, if that makes sense. So what we did do, guys, is we actually started a Facebook group for the masterclass as well. We called it Handgun Mastery Academy Group. That's you guys. You will not be alone in this. You'll get feedback from the beta group. You'll get feedback because they're still doing it. They're still in this. We have the ability for you to extend your program with us, and we'll talk about at the end of your 5 weeks. We give you an opportunity to buy into a membership program where we lay out a bunch of different stuff for you that you get. One of the things the members get is they get all of our YouTube videos before anybody else does. We give you a special target each week. We give you homework for the week. The beta group, what they ended up doing is they made a decision to stick with us. And what we did there, we gave them a PowerPoint video target for each week. And they're just continuously going on with us. And we put that together for them to stay, because without the beta group, they helped us tremendously get to the next level, if that makes sense. So we'd like to have them. We do a lot of different stuff for our members. Number 6, this is going to boost your accuracy and confidence. Boosting your accuracy and confidence. Sorry about there's the Amber Alert, guys. Apologize. Our students are consistently shooting tighter groups. They're getting faster follow-ups and gains. They're getting real control over their handgun, and they understand what causes their inaccuracy, and they're able to solve it. And that is a big confidence booster, especially when you're able to aim the pistol at the weapon and it impacts where your bullet is, where you're aiming, if that makes sense. A lot of times people are dumping their head above the weapon to look to see where the impact is. If you have to look to see where the bullet is impacting, you are doing some manipulation of the firearm because you are not trusting your sight system. The sight system really on a firearm, sights on a firearm are what's considered a convenience, not a necessity. We don't need sights to aim a pistol, especially for defensive purposes. We want to just be able to make sure the weapon is level. The seventh idea why this is so important for you, it's going to give you weekly progress. You're going to see the difference between your first week, your second week, and your third week. You'll know exactly what to practice each week and why it works, and you're going to structure for results. You're going to have homework each week that will build a solid system for you, which solid systems will help you build confidence. And as I said before, with confidence comes accuracy. When you're able to really lay out the program the way you want to, and we're giving you more drills than you need to take the range at one time. Don't get carried away on focusing on a lot of other stuff. That's what I did with this beta group, is I try to put one or two targets each week and give them something that's going to work, but both of them are going to be in that, the grip or the stance or the trigger control, and each target was going to work, but it's going to make you more challenged each week as well. And that's the idea of it. Shooting drills are not supposed to be conquered. They're supposed to be a challenge for you. If we're putting out the broad side of the barn and you can't hit it, well, there becomes it. That's why the barn is so big. Most people can hit the barn. If you think about in a defensive situation, we're working on vital triangle. That's shoulders to groin. 99.9% of the people could probably hit shoulders to groin if, that's a 15 by 15 or 17 by 17 square. But we need to be a little more accurate than that, if that makes sense. So tracking your progress is a good result from this program. So here's our special bonus for this evening, guys. If you sign up tonight, I'm going to give each and every one who signs up from now until the 27th, I'm going to give you a 20-minute one-on-one coaching call during the masterclass. Now, we can do this prior to your masterclass, or we can do it during the masterclass, but we're going to get down a little deeper now. Normally, we do the 30-minute one-on-one coaching for $99, and we sell those a lot. But I can tell you this 20 minutes, you're going to learn a lot of this, and I'm going to give you that if you sign up this evening or you sign up from the 25th. Now, keep in mind, we only have 15 spots left. No, we don't have 15 spots. We have 11 spots left. So, and we're doing these pre-sign-up pricing. This course is retailing for $149.99, and we're doing it for $125.99. And there is a good value right there, because you're getting 5 weeks working with a firearms instructor, working 5 weeks working with me to work on your accuracy, your confidence. It's well worth it, guys. I'm humbled each week how many people get involved in this thing. So here's what I'm going to ask you. If you're ready to master your handgun, the next class starts May 5th at 7 p.m. We have about 11 spots left, and I put this QR code right here for you. All you have to do is scan that QR code with your phone, and then it will take you to the sign-up link. And from the sign-up link, all you have to do is go ahead and sign up, pick your date, and pick that the 5th. It'll take you right there, and you will be ready when the class starts. You sign on to the course at that date and time, about 3 minutes before the 7 o'clock, and we will see you on that first day. Masterclass is something that's it's my baby now. I'm really fortunate to be able to have it. It's really, really, it's more than I expected, really. Heidi and I searched a bunch of different programs, trying to find the one that I wanted to be able to get it automated as much as possible. I didn't want to have to send you a bunch of emails and back and forth. I wanted to be able to communicate. I wanted you guys to be able to communicate with me through the course system. I wanted to be able to receive your homework through the course system. I wanted to streamline it for you. And Kajabi, which is our program we're using, had all that stuff for us. And I think it's going to be one of the best things for shooting, really, honestly. I hate to be, it's hard to be humble when you got something this nice. And you guys have asked many times, what do you have? What can I do? Help me. And this is the way I can help you become a better shooter, is by joining the master class and becoming the best marksman you can be. Let me get a full screen. And we are going to go to, there we go. All right, guys. So I appreciate you being here this evening. I hope that I didn't bore you too much with it. If you had any comments or anything else like that, we'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about it or anything, we would love to talk to you about that as well. The masterclass itself is something that could benefit anybody who is looking to become a better shooter. It's highly, people have enjoyed it. I did with a PowerPoint presentation. You can't do much on the video reviews because most of the guys did the video reviews. But I would really, if you have any questions or information or more information you need about it, you can always mention information down there and we'll get it to you as soon as we can. Any other questions or any concerns, we'd love to hear from you. All right. Well, thank you for being here this evening to hear this presentation of the Master Your Handgun in 4 weeks. And we'd love to have you in it. Until next week, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. God bless, folks. Bye-bye.